For as much as the so-called left loves to call out and label everything misinformation and disinformation, it has been amazing to see how much mis and disinformation the left has engaged in concerning the Kyrie Irving fiasco. I have never seen so much conversation around and about a film that the overwhelming majority of those who are speaking out against it has never watched. How do so many people have so much to say about a documentary that they didn't watch? That is the pure essence of mis and disinformation. And recently, that was what Charles Barkley and Don Lemon were engaging in Barkley's CNN interview. From the opening point of this interview, it was clear that the goal was to continue on with the lie that the documentary From Hebrews to Negroes is anti-Semitic, then utilizing that lie to continue on with a false narrative surrounding anti-Semitism and Black Americans in an effort to make Black Americans, particularly Black men, the face of anti-Semitism. The conversation between Barkley and Lemon then shifted from Kyrie Irving to Dave Chappelle, where Barkley openly admitted that he had not watched Chappelle's opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, yet had so much to say about it concerning how comedians shouldn't be telling racist jokes, yet Chappelle never told a racist joke. The mis and disinformation that was spewed during this interview was truly on another level, given the fact that Barkley was speaking on a documentary and a monologue that he did not watch. But then randomly, the conversation shifted to the LGBTQ community. And this is what Charles Barkley had to say.
And more than a decade ago, I do have to say, and then I'll let you guys jump in here because I don't want to hog the conversation. One of the first people to contact me after I came out was this man right here. And that was over a decade ago. So these issues are really important to you, and you always stand up for people's individual rights.
Well, you know, Don, first of all, one thing that always has disturbed me as a Black person, which really bothers me about the Kyrie Irving situation and the Kanye West situation, first of all, being Black in America is already hard enough. And for us to go at other ethnic groups just makes things worse, because it's hard enough being Black. And one thing has always disappointed me, Black people treat gay people, we are the worst when it comes to treating gay people.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
We are the worst when it comes to treating gay people. And that's one thing growing up, it really always bothers me. And I want to reach out to you and all my gay friends, all my transgender friends, and tell you, man, I got nothing but love and respect for you. I want you to be you. And I wanted you to know that day, because I understand being Black, what it's like being gay, because you get mistreated, and it's really unfortunate and sad and stupid, to be honest with you.
There is literally no evidence that backs up what Charles Barkley is stating about Black Americans. And when I say evidence, I'm not talking about the selective video evidence that's presented to the American public where acts of alleged hate committed by non-Black Americans are tucked away while the videos of Black Americans get showcased on primetime news. No. I'm talking about actual data and statistics. And if that is the basis upon which one is forming their argument, then once again, there is literally no evidence that Black Americans are, quote, the worst when it comes to homophobia. Now, what we are actually witnessing here is anti-Black racism at its finest, where in the last 12 months, Black men have been made the face of anti-Asian hate, anti-Semitism, and now by way of Barkley and Lemon, there is a push to make us the face of homophobia, all of which is based on a lie, which there is no evidence to back up these claims. But interesting enough, when you do look at actual data and statistics, the data shows that there is no other group of people more hated and targeted on the basis of race more than Black Americans are, according to the FBI's Crime Data Explorer. Out of 8,263 hate crimes committed in 2020, 2,871 were committed against Black Americans. And then there's everybody else, and it's not even close. And for those of you asking why the 2020 data and not 2021 or 2022, that's because the FBI has not made the official adjustments yet to account for last year, let alone this year. But I can do you one better. If we adjusted the data to account for the last 10 years, then out of 66,642 hate crimes committed, 20,084 were committed against Black Americans. And then there's everybody else, and it's not even close. And whether or not you adjust for the last 10 years or just for 2020, when observing who are the chief offenders committing the hate crimes, white Americans are at the top of that list. Not according to me, but according to the official FBI data. As you can see here, if we're only accounting for 2020, then out of 6,929 offenses, 3,823 of them were committed by white Americans. And then there's everybody else, and it's not even close. But if we're adjusting for the last 10 years, then out of 60,488 offenses, 32,074 offenses were committed by white Americans. And then there's everybody else, and it's not even close. Once again, this is not according to me. This is according to the official FBI data. Yet somehow, Black men continue to be the face of everything that is evil in this country. But like I discussed in my last live stream titled From Kyrie to Chappelle, Hollywood's Desperate Attempt to Make Black Men the Face of Hate, one of the chief purposes of the media has always been to make Black men the face of everything evil, to mask over who has actually historically been the face of evil for the last 400 years. And let this also be a lesson to us concerning representation. Just because you see Black faces on television doesn't mean that they are automatically on your side and looking out for your best interests. Because as you clearly witnessed with Barkley and Lemon, they were only on television to vilify Black Americans. If you go back and watch this interview, you'll see that it is only Don Lemon who is conversating with Barkley about racism, anti-Semitism, and homophobia. Once Lemon's line of questioning was finished, the two white women sitting next to him spoke solely on the midterm elections with Barkley. Now, the midterm elections are over with already, so who cares about what Barkley thinks about it? He's not a political pundit, so why even ask him about it? Well, the answer to that is obvious, and it was to mask the fact that the real reason he was there was for him and Lemon to carry on with the narrative that Black men are the face of everything evil in this country. And with all that being said,
We are the worst when it comes to treating gay people.
Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
so please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. All social media links will be pinned in the comment section below. And also, please make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as an insurance plan for myself, so in case YouTube ever gives me the axe, I'll be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. And last but certainly not least, for those of you who have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support is through Patreon. For only $3 a month, that will help put me in position to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And for those of you who have issues with joining Patreon, you can also hit the join button that's next to the subscribe button, and that way you can become an official channel member for as little as $3 a month as well. And lastly, if you haven't already, please make sure you join the emailing list. There is no way that I can go independent of YouTube if I cannot take the audience with me. And the link to that will be pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you for your time, and until the next video, peace.